Okay, hello students. Some of you were absent last time. Like this is the half angle and double angle identities lesson number 7.3. Homework, and this were the problems some of you got confused. I thought of making this video so that will help. So this is problem number 3. Problem number 1 and 2 is already done on the another video that is already posted. Watch this. The question is, what is tan of pi by 12? First part is, in order to use the half angle formula, now half angle formula for tan you can use 3 different ways we can write. So that it means tan of theta by 2 is plus minus square root of 1 minus cosine theta 1 plus cosine theta. You could also use it as sine theta over 1 plus cosine theta, or you could also use 1 minus cosine theta divided by sine theta. So all these 3 formulas can help to get the answer. Now the question is, which one is better to use? So if I want you to do 10 pi by 12, this one, because what is pi by 12? And you can see pi by 12 is half of pi by 6. So that's like pi by 12 is half of, okay, you guys can't see. This is, let me write it here. Pi by 6 is, pi by 12 is half of pi by 6. And we know that this is 30, pi by 6 is 30 degrees. So half of 30 degrees is 15 degrees. And that's like in the first quadrant. So everything is positive. So this has to be positive. So if you are using this formula, then you have to write plus and then square root of 1 minus cosine theta cosine of, so this pi by 12, so this is theta over 2, this is theta, so you just double it. So the double of pi by 12 is pi by 6 here. And 1 plus cosine pi by 6. Okay, so you can use this and get the answer. You can try yourself, but I'm going to use this to make it more easier. So instead of this, we directly, you can use sine of theta over 1 plus cosine theta, cosine, but now the double of pi by 12 is pi by 6, and again pi by 6. So this becomes easier to do. And you can try this also. So I'm going to use the sine pi by 6. Okay, what is sine pi by 6? So sine 30. So this is 30, this is 30. Sine 30 is half. And this is 1 plus cosine 30 is root 3 over 2. There is a 2 right here. You need to get a 2 in the denominator, so multiply and divide. And this you get half. So this is like a numerator. And keep change, we can use here keep change flip, or we can write directly division sign half, and this is 2 plus root 3 divided by 2. Both denominators are same, so we can easily cross this out. And you get 1 plus 2 plus root 3. Now you can't have a radical in the denominator, so multiply by the conjugate of the 2 plus root 3, that is 2 minus root 3 numerator, and so the numerator will be 2 minus root 3, and the denominator is like of the form a plus b, a minus b. So this is a, b, a, and b, so which is a square minus b square. So write it like 2 square minus, and that will be 2 minus root 3 divided by 4 minus 3, and your final answer is, so this completes the answer for pi by 12. So again I repeat, I am using sine pi by this one, the sine over 1 plus cosine. You could also use 1 minus cosine over sine also and get the answer. Or you could write plus square root of 1 minus cosine over 1 plus cosine. So hope that helps. let's do the second question. So problem number 4. So sine 9 pi by 8. Okay, so what is this? So first part is we need to know okay, let's use the double angle formula. So what is sine? The double angle formula for sine is sine theta over 2 is plus minus square root of, so plus or minus square root of 1 minus, so for sine theta 2 by 2, we can use square root of 1 minus cosine of theta divided by 2. If it was cosine, then you put 1 plus cos. Now the question is what is this, whether it is positive, negative? How do we know it is positive? So we want to know the answer. Okay, I'm going to write this as plus and minus square root of, and I have to double this 9 pi by 8. So this has become 1 minus cosine of 2 times, because this angle, because if this is, whatever the angle here is, this angle is theta, double, right? So I want to double this, that means you're multiplying 2 times this 9 pi by 8. And you can see this 2 divides 4, and you get, okay, I forgot this 2 right here. So I'm using this exactly this. But the question is whether it's plus and minus. So the good thing is that we know, I'm going to write plus minus here. This is 1 minus cosine, and that is 9 pi by 4 divided by 2. Okay, now in order to know whether it is plus and minus, we need to know which quadrant is this 9 pi by 4. The best way I would do is we will change this to the degree measure. So 9 pi by 8. If I want to change it to degrees, I have to multiply by 180 by pi. So this pi crosses out, and when you work this out, you can check with the little calculation, or see this 4 divides 2 times 4 divides 4, 16 and 45. So then 2 divides 45 divided by 2 will be 22.5. Okay, and you work this out. 9 times 5, 45. 9 times 18, 22. 9 times 2 is 18, 19, 20. So 205. So where is this 205? Is, see, this is 180 mark. This is 90 and 270. So if this is some angle that is almost like 180 and something 20. So this is 22.5. But the whole thing is both are negative. So xy is both are negative, and cosine is negative, and sine also is negative. And that's why this answer has to be minus. It is. So this is minus. That's the reason. But then also you need to be careful is, what about this 9 pi by 4? So where is this 9 pi by 4? This one is, basically this one I changed to degrees because it was 8 here. But right now, this pi by 4 we know. So what is pi by 4? Means 45, right? It means if you have a whole around is, this is pi by 4, 1 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 4 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, 6 pi by 4, 7 pi by 4, 8 pi by 4, and you back to 9. It's like you're going all around, and until here is 9 pi by 4. And that is, both are positive. So this cosine is negative. So what I'm trying to say is, this is minus 1 minus. And directly we can say, hey, as good as writing, because so this pi by 4 and 9 pi by 4 are coterminal angles, so the value will be the same. So I'm going to write cosine of pi by 4, because cosine 9 pi by 4 is the same as plus cosine pi by 4. Because the whole around is, there are 8 pi by 4s. So this is what you have to remember. Okay. So if there was pi by 6, you know, all around it there are 12 of them. If it is pi by 3, all around is 6. So you need to remember that. And this answer now, cosine 45 is 1 minus, I replace it by root 2 divided by 2. That's cosine. Now because you need a 2, so you multiply 2 up and down. So you get 2 minus root 2 divided by 2, and then also you have another 2 there. Okay, so we can write this keep change flip. So this becomes equals square root. I forgot a minus sign. Keep change flip. So that means 2 minus square root of 2 divided by 2, and this there is a 2 right here. It means it is 2 over 1 and becomes 1 over 2. And there is a 2 times 2, so we can distribute the square root to both numerator and also to the denominator, and you end up getting square root of 2 minus root 2, and this answer will be just a 2, and you're done. I hope that makes sense. Now let's check this out. So this is problem 6. I think I skipped problem number 5, which you can do it yourself. Problems. This is cosine minus 15 by 7, and the angle is given. So what does this mean is 180 degrees you see right here, and this is 270. That means the terminal angle is something like this, right? And there is what they gave is the cosine of x. So instead of cosine of x, let me change it like a theta here. Change it just to avoid a confusion. So they ask. So in your paper, I want you to write theta there. So that's theta. Okay. So we know the formula for sine theta. So what is sine theta by 2 is, but basically it's a plus n minus square root of 1 minus cosine theta divided by 2. So that's the formula. So the question is whether minus or plus is very important here. And if this is the case, this is again for cosine theta half angle formula is plus minus square root of, for this one it is 1 plus cosine theta by 2. And once you get these two things, we can easily take the ratio of this. Be careful. Now we need to know, let's see, this is cosine, that's the adjacent over like a hypotenuse. That means if you have a unit circle like this, see this part. So this is 15. This is 15. That means if I try to create a triangle here like this, see this part. So this is a negative 15 here. So this part is negative 15 here. And this is 17. This is 17 here. Okay. So that's the visual understanding, but the main thing is this is in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, both are negative. Cosine is negative and sine is negative. And that's why you are given cosine negative. In this example, you don't need, if they had to ask you what is sine theta, suppose the question was asked, what is sine theta? Then you need to work out of, this is minus 15, this is minus 15, and that's 17. So using Pythagorean identity, you know, if 17 square, you do square root of 17 square minus 15 square, and you get 8 there. So that's like minus 8 here because this is the negative side. So this is minus 15 by 7. So cosine is minus 15 by 17, and this is minus 8 by 17. See this? So the cosine and sine also is taken care. So I only hope, yeah. Then question is, what about sine theta divided by 2? So 100% you understood. There was no need for this, but I still try to show with the visual to see, okay, that theta, the terminal side is in the third quadrant, and both has to be negative. You can see clearly how the things work out. So now I don't need this, I'll take this off because we need to know this 180 is this one and divide by 2 because we have to check where is the angle, half angle. So this is 90 less than theta by 2 and this is 135. That means the angle is 30. So this is like a 135. See, this is 135. That's 90. So it has to be between this radius of this end. So the terminal side, if this is something like this is, so this is the theta by 2. And you can clearly see it is a minus and plus. So cosine is negative, sine is positive. So sine is sin. So this is positive, so this is positive, and this is minus. Okay, I hope this helps. Make sense? You better do this because you have to do good for the exam 3, okay? So now, what you do in the next part is very simple. So this is equal square root of 1 minus cosine theta is minus 15. So that's minus 15 over 17. Divide by 2. So I think I'll clean this so that it can drop, so that I can make a room there. So this becomes equals, this is a 17, so I will multiply 17 and also divide by 17. You get 17 minus, this 2 negative change to plus, so it is 17. So this will change to 2 negative makes it positive, and 17 plus this 10, 20, 32. So that's 30 divided by 17 over 2. And this becomes equals, keep this as it is. And then you flip the denominator, which is 2, this is 2 over 1, so which is 1 over 2. And that becomes 34, so your answer becomes square root of, now this is square root of, there's a 32, and we can write this as 16 times 32. Oh, I didn't realize that. See, the 2 divides 32, 16. So this becomes 16 divided by 7. And that equals, square root of 16 is 4, square root of 17. And you can also write this answer as multiplying by the square root of 17 divided by that, and you get this also is correct. So whatever, based on what questions is asked, you can write it. Let's do the cosine. So the B part was cosine theta by 2 is, and because it was in the second quadrant, remember it was minus sign, 1 minus cosine theta, 1 plus and divided by 2. So that equals 1 plus the same minus 15 divided by 17 and 2. And again you multiply 17. And then 17 minus, so plus and minus is minus, so 17 minus you get 2. So you get 2 over 17 divided by 2. Then you get this equals, this is over 1, so keep change flip, so keep this and you flip, or you can also cross this out, see this part, this 2 goes away, but let me write one more step here. So 2 over 17 times 1 over 2, so this 2 goes away, you get 1 over 17, and that is square root of 1 is 1. And then multiply, which is same as square root of 17 divided by. Okay, so that takes care of, okay, this is minus sign, so. And then finally, the C part was, so the C is, what is tan of theta divided by 2? Okay, so you kind of do the sine theta by 2 over cosine theta by 2. And sine theta by 2, there we go, we got 417. 4 square root of 17 over 17. and the other one is minus square root of 17 over 17, and you get this goes away, and you get answer as minus 4. Okay, so this is how you're supposed to get the answer. Okay. Let's move to the last two problems and I'm done. So this is problem number 7 and 8. Now we have to do 7 and 8. So 7 and 11, 8, 9, 10 is already done. So this I'm jumping from 7 to 11. Okay. How do we do this kind of question? Look at this. So you need to figure out this. This is in the form of expression in x. So first, let me put this as this part, put it like a theta here. See, this is theta. So it's like, let's put sine inverse of x equals the theta, and by definition, so it becomes sine of theta equals x. And x means divide by 1. So if I draw a triangle, and the angle is theta, this is theta here, the opposite over hypotenuse, so that's x and this is 1. And you can use directly Pythagorean identity that you just square this one square is 1 minus this x square, see? So you get to square it. Now why we need this is tan square of is 2 tan, so this becomes equals to tan inverse of 2 theta. So we get tan inverse of 2 theta. Oh, this is not inverse. There is no inverse. It's tan of 2 sine inverse. I'm so sorry about that. Now the formula says tan 2 theta is 2 tan theta over 1 minus. Sorry, I made a mistake. So the direct formula for tan theta is 1 minus tan square theta over 1 plus tan square theta. And the reason is sine 2 theta is 2 tan theta 1 plus tan square theta, and cosine 2 theta is cosine theta is 1 minus tan square theta upon 1 plus tan square theta. And when you take the divide this way, so this crosses off, and you get 2 tan theta. I made a mistake here. This will be 2 tan theta over 1, and you can see 1 minus tan square theta there. Is that okay? And then finally we get, so 2 tan theta. So this is tan theta from here. So what is tan theta here? Is x over root 1 minus x squared. And that's all you're plugging in. So this becomes equal 2 times opposite over hypotenuse, and this is 1 minus, and now you have to square. So that means if I square this tan square of it, this is x squared over 1 minus x squared, because the radical sign vanishes. So this becomes 1 minus x squared over 1 minus x squared. Now, we need to simplify this. I'm going to make a rule form here. At the same, okay, let's do this. This equals, this is 2x. So this is over square root of 1 minus x squared. And now I need to multiply. There's a 1 minus x squared. So you multiply 1 minus 1. Okay, let me see if I can make a room. This is minus. So there was a 1, right? So I'm multiplying 1 minus x squared and also dividing 1 minus x squared. So that both the denominators are the same. So this is 1 minus, this is 1 minus x squared. And the numerator will be 1 minus x squared, and there's another minus x squared. See that? So there's a 1 and then minus x squared. So there are 2 of them, 1 minus 2x squared. And then finally, dang, this is so much. This keep change flip, so I'll keep the numerator as it is and change the denominator. This red color 1 minus x squared goes up and this remains down 1 minus 2x squared. Okay. And therefore, finally, watch this. This is square root of 1 minus x squared, and this is 1 minus x squared. This we can always write it twice. This one and another one also 1 minus x squared. Two of them. Because when you multiply, you get back the same thing. The reason, somehow to get away with this. See? So what you end up getting is 2x, and you're done. So that was question number 7. Now 11 question is, they give us, this is in the 4th quadrant, so there is an angle in the 4th quadrant, tan is, so maybe this one. So this is the angle, and in the 4th quadrant it's plus and minus, that's like x and y, cosine is positive, sine is negative. And tan is also negative because it is like sine over cos, right? Or it is by definition y over x. So it is correct. So whatever they give is correct. What is sine theta by 2? Now what does this 4th quadrant means? It is more than 270 and less than 360. Like what? This part we can write as it is more than 270, less than theta, less than 360. So now you want to have theta by 2. So let's divide by 2. When you divide, you get 135 less than theta by 2, less than 180. It means the angle will be between 135. That means this is 135. So little somewhere here. So this is theta by 2, and which is, if I try to do this one, this is 135. This is 135. It's because 90 and 180 is halfway down is 135. So the angle is between. So that's what this basically means. Is what I want you to understand is this part is plus and minus. That means sine is sine is positive, cosine is negative. They ask you sine, so your answer is going to be plus here. So the formula for tan theta by 2 is we can use sine theta by 2 is, we can write square root of, you can use double angle formula. So that is square root. So the double angle formula that you can use is 1 minus cosine, or is there a formula I can think directly? Sine theta by 2. Because sine theta can be written as, let me check. I think I messed up somewhere. Let me check what mistake I'm doing in terms of. Oh. Okay. So I think we can use sine theta by 2 as 1 minus cosine. Yeah. Maybe we don't have to use this sine theta by 2. I was thinking the other one as sine theta can be written as 2 tan theta by 2 1 plus. That will not help. So I think we'll have to use now that we know this angle, this tan theta over here, we can build up so this is like opposite over adjacent. So this is 3 and this is plus 4. So this is minus because it's on the negative side. So that's the minus 3 and 4. And if you use the Pythagorean theorem formula, this is 5 because 3, 4, 5 go together. So we can use, we need to figure out what is sine of theta by 2 cosine theta, right? So this basically is plus square root of 1 minus cosine theta divided by 2, and that is, and cosine theta from here. So you know tan theta is minus 3 by 4. The cosine will be So cosine theta from here is, in the fourth quadrant, cosine is positive, and it's going to be 4/5. So in this case, we'll have to substitute 1 minus 4/5 divided by 2, and this will be, you multiply, there's a 5, so multiply 5 divided by 5. So 5 minus 1 is 1/5. So 1/5 stays, and this is 2 divided by 1. Keep chain flip, you can write, and you end up getting 1/square root of 10, and then this can be written as directly square root of 10 divided by 10, and the reason is you are multiplying square root of 10, and you get that, and you're done. So again, I repeat, I thought they were asking some other question. Watch this. Let me just say it again. Your given tan theta is minus 3/4. So you want to figure out where is that quadrant. It is in the fourth quadrant, and we have seen, we wanted to know where is this theta by 2. We worked it out, and we've seen that it is in the second quadrant where sign is positive. So that's the reason we took it plus. But the question is, why did we pick this? Because the half angle identity, sine theta by 2 is square root of 1 minus cosine divided by 2. And the cosine we can get is from this, because you know this is 3/4, this is 3/4, minus, because this one is minus in this part. So sine is negative because this is cosine and that is the sine. So that's negative. And it is plus minus. And that's why cosine theta is this 4/5. And that's what I plugged in here, 4/5. And then I multiplied 5 and 5 and blah, 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 and you're done. Okay, so this completes now. 7.3 is done, okay? So I'll make next another video for 7.4. And until then, bye, take care, and just practice. Practice is the best teacher. Just go on doing this, all this again and again, and get a hang of it. Remember, trigonometry is nice when you understand, and especially all this, which quadrant, what is positive, negative, what is x, y, sine, cosine, tan, half angle formula, double angle. Double angle formula we have seen earlier. Problem number 1 and 2 was mostly double angle formula, but this problem was more of half angle formula. Thanks for watching.